Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. Today we are talking about Boruto Chapter 54, and you know what that means. As tradition around here, another long awaited month has come to an end. So overall, this chapter was good, and it heads into a decent direction for the overall story of what's to come. The best moment for the chapter overall is Kawaki's sacrifice, of course. And then Kawaki uses
I see what's happening.
Oh, yo, you know what Kawaki just did?
I think he's burning himself alive.
Yeah, he's burning himself alive to force him to stop the chakra.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, and the symbolism behind it. Oh my god, and the symbolism behind it. He's
not the good.
Yo, this chapter was fucking flame. Shut your But one obvious criticism is the artwork being a copy and paste job all the time. Look at this Sasuke shit, bruh. This is like the 10th time this has been caught on Ikimoto's artwork.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
But anyways, before we can dive deep into Boruto Chapter 54, we have to mention our sponsors. Without your support of hitting the notification button and having financial stability, we wouldn't be able to produce these videos in the first place. So Yusuf, take it away.
Hold up, wait a minute guys, before we get further into this video, I have to cast my special sponsorship no jutsu and let you guys in on an amazing, super fun mobile shooter game of 2020. I'm talking about Frag Pro Shooter. There are almost 50 million players, with around 1 million of them playing every day. You play explosive 1v1 duels against players from all around the world, shooting them up and obviously avoid getting clipped yourself. In Frag, you can also collect over 80 characters to create your deck, build your own strategy to destroy enemy bunkers. There is always new content in the game, so you will never be bored. For example, the new fragger called Marco Polo the Cooker. Playing with this defensive fragger with a rarity of epic will spice up your game. After winning all the TV cooking contests known in this universe, Marco Polo's new challenge is to win the frag tournament and show the world the power of Italian food. And he shoots 4 meatballs of damage, or you can throw some spaghettis for some extra impact by damaging and stunning them. But you guys get the gist. These characters are wild. Frag also have 3 different game modes: play load, where you can escort the cart to the center; 2v2 mode, where you and your teammate battle 2 other people with 3 characters from the deck. Lastly, we have street frag mode, where the game is quicker and the map is smaller with a target to take down. You can also create your own club or join the ABD club, where you can maybe even play with us. And for you guys in the ABD community, Frag shooters are giving a special reward when you download the game from our link in the description and comment section below. The game is available on both Android and iOS, so what are you waiting for? Download and install Frag right now to receive your free rewards.
Thank you, Yusuf. Now, let's get to the analysis and review. Boruto Chapter 54 starts with Sasuke, Naruto, and Kawaki all looking towards the transformed Boruto. Momoshiki looks back at Sasuke and confirms that his Rinnegan is destroyed as he dealt with his space-time ninjutsu. Some fans are suggesting that there is a chance that it is not destroyed since it wasn't visibly shown to be, but unfortunately Sasuke confirms and addresses Momoshiki's point on page 24 of the chapter, as he says they need Boruto to return to the village as he no longer can transport them, therefore insinuating that it's completely gone. The only option we see left for Sasuke's Rinnegan to return would be Amado. Amado has bioengineering and the most advanced shit in the world. Like, my man created freaking consciousness and free will in Delta, bruh, where Delta's consciousness can instantly transfer to another body upon death and even be shut down on command. This is the pinnacle of anime bullshit science. My man has the ultimate degree we all strive for, man. So it's not out of question that he can heal Sasuke's Rinnegan or even give his arm back, since Sasuke will have no more options left. Will Sasuke get a buff? Maybe Sasuke's eye is just slightly damaged. We just have to wait until the next chapter. But as we all predicted, Momoshiki took out his Rinnegan tactically because now they have no escape. Naruto looks on helplessly as he witnesses Boruto completely possessed. Momoshiki looks at his palm and begins to admire the freedom of having a body again, even though it's only the 2nd time he's emerged. He probably kind of feels like this, right? Get this shit off me! Nah, I'm joking. It's a joke, guys. Boruto is a G. I love him right now. I love his character. We gotta put some respect on his name, right?
That's why he's the GOAT!
So Sasuke observes that Boruto's broken wrist has been healed given Momoshiki's usage of the kunai and movement, which suggests to him that Momoshiki's healing abilities must be in play. This was foreshadowed as a possible ability as Kashin Koji alluded to it in chapter 30, where he witnessed his sparring with Kawaki and Boruto instantly healed his burns after resonating with Kawaki. Momoshiki appeared at that point of time as well and involuntarily made sure his vessel was 100% intact. Meanwhile, Kawaki starts to remember his promise with Boruto to get rid of their karma seal, as they both share a tragic destiny and must take down Kara. He then starts to shout at Boruto in disbelief, motivating him to wake up, but Momoshiki just smiles back at Kawaki, stating that he is now free and that Isshiki's soul has been thoroughly extinguished, and he then asks Kawaki where his smile was. He makes fun out of the given situation that he will now die by his hands, so technically this freedom of his is going to be short-lived. Now this one sentence alone made the community really confused. This is because Kishimoto must have been keeping an eye out on us, since he straight up addresses one of our theories that Isshiki could enter the soul world just like Momoshiki did to give the karma away. He outright uses Momoshiki's character to tell us, bro, that isn't the case, that isn't possible, and that Isshiki is 100% dead. Now, how does this make any sense? We don't know.
That don't make no sense.
Why didn't Isshiki use his Ant-Man abilities or enter the soul world just like Momoshiki did to, you know, guarantee his resurrection chances even further? Let's not forget, Kawaki killed an Isshiki by stepping on his face, and in chapter 10, Momoshiki stated that those who defeated gods cannot remain ordinary individuals. Isshiki is of higher rank and is stronger than Momoshiki, so how is Kishimoto going to explain why Isshiki can't enter the soul world but Momoshiki could? The only solution to this plot convenience is the pure eye interaction, is it not?
That don't make no sense.
Moving on, Kawaki tells Momoshiki to shut your mouth, bitch, telling him to stay out of it. Momoshiki simply tells Kawaki to chill, bro, and that there is nothing he can do. But Kawaki cuts him short and strikes him with his transformed arm. Remember, Amado has modified his body at a cellular level that allows him to have these powers. I mean, Kawaki is still stronger than Trashamaru in the power scaling even at this point. Momoshiki evades with ease and throws shurikens in retaliation, which Kawaki manages to block. Kawaki begins to charge at Momoshiki and strikes the ground where he stands, but he leaps into the air and prepares his kunai as he dives down and stabs Kawaki right on the back, and states that this is just as he hoped, as the extraction has progressed quite far. Sasuke saves Kawaki and kicks Borushiki in the face as everyone gets their footing, and they ask what Momoshiki means. He replies saying that even though Kawaki's karma is gone, the Otsutsuki data which was extracted still remains in his body. Just as with Boruto, the process for Kawaki was also around 80% complete due to the resonation. Kawaki was almost an Otsutsuki in chapter 37, and Isshiki was orgasming over that fact when he witnessed it. Now, just as we predicted using Balls Deep Prediction Jutsu, the reason Momoshiki wants to do this is so that he can turn Kawaki into a divine tree and sacrifice him to gain more power for himself. Instead of Isshiki planning to do this with him, he's doing an Uno reverse card on Kawaki. He doesn't care if a full fruit doesn't flourish due to him not being complete, because the job would still get done with him resurrecting and gaining more power anyway. Now, using my degree in anime bullshit science, of course, I can explain what he means with an analogy. Basically, what he's trying to say is, when Kawaki's karma left his body, the Otsutsuki data was still left inside of him, it wasn't erased. This is because when you are downloading a game or an app on your phone per se, and your internet cuts off whilst that is happening at 80% downloaded, the residual data packets and the cache of the files, it's still left on your computer, right? So when you re-download the same app, it's going to be faster and smoother. Kawaki's DNA has already changed enough to the point where he would still bear a fruit. The Otsutsuki, as Amado described, are alien parasites that use the human body as hosts. So if you think about it, the karma is the extraction process of the alien DNA, where the DNA is the data. So when Isshiki resurrected in Jigen, Jigen was 100%, so it worked. The karma process stopped the extraction in Kawaki at 80% automatically. This left Kawaki with 80% unactivated alien data. Now you may be wondering to yourself, how the hell does Kawaki have the karma mark in the future? And how does Boruto stop Momoshiki's transformation and becoming Otsutsuki if they cannot stop the process of the data in the first place? Well, we have a theory, an anime balls deep theory, and and we will be covering it in the future of the channel next week. So make sure to smash the like button on this video and share your chakra with us. Our jutsu requires a lot of energy, so let's try and get 30,000 likes just like last time, because you absolutely smashed that goal so easily, and you might have to hit the notification bell too, because that's when you know the video will be up. But coming back to the chapter, Momoshiki continues saying that he will find out where Isshiki was hiding the 10 tails and feed Kawaki to it. Now for those of you who are like, how the heck does Momoshiki even know about Isshiki's 10 tail? Well, as we explained in our last review, Momoshiki is actually conscious whilst inside of Boruto, seeing and hearing what Boruto experiences, just like Kurama did with Naruto. However, we know Code is protecting the 10 tails still for Isshiki Otsutsuki, so stick around to the end of the video for us to address this, because I think Code is going to be featured in Boruto chapter 55. Whilst all of this is happening, Naruto is trying to get up, but he falls back down, saying how his body feels like it's made of lead. Now this is actually explainable with science, as we already know Naruto's baryon mode involves some sort of nuclear fusion, and we're not gonna question how Kurama knew that shit, but yeah. How did he know that shit? But guys, seriously, I highly suggest for you to check out our Naruto baryon power scaling mode video if you want to understand its transformation, because through the nuclear fusion reaction, the first stable byproduct of fusion through uranium-238 is lead-206. So I don't think Okyo didn't do this on purpose. He knew what he was talking about, and although this is anime bullshit science, like how the hell did Naruto produce uranium-238 inside his body? But I think this is a metaphor of how heavy and weak he feels now due to using the baryon mode, and how his life truly is at risk, as our man Naruto is probably suffering from the same symptoms as lead poisoning that actually kills someone pretty fast if it is not treated. So the two brothers clash heads, with Kawaki throwing down some punches whilst he keeps trying to wake up Boruto. Sasuke then tries to hit Momoshiki, but he simply blocks it with a kunai. However, he uses Chidori Nagashi or Kusanagi that flows his Chidori. Momoshiki backs off, realizing he couldn't absorb the attack. He taunts Sasuke and asks him if he's ready to kill his favorite student. Sasuke thinks back to how in chapter 49 he promised Boruto that he will stop him at any cost if he transforms, even willing to kill him. Sasuke tells him that he will kill Boruto because he is his teacher. And to be fair, he has a point, bro. Every goddamn teacher ends up fighting their student anyway in this series. Look at Hiruzen, Kakashi, Minato, Fugaku, and freaking Jiraiya! Sasuke, keeping to his promise, he uses Amaterasu on Momoshiki, but he just stops the flames with the Shadow Clone Jutsu. What I find strange is that Sasuke says Boruto is depleted of chakra to the point of being put to sleep, and that's how Momoshiki has taken over. But somehow, in Boruto chapter 54, he manages to use 3 S-rank jutsu, such as the Vanishing Rasengan, Shadow Clone Jutsu, and later his Karma teleportation technique. That's a space-time ninjutsu. And if Boruto is depleted of chakra, where is Momoshiki getting the energy to fuel these techniques? Let's not forget, Momoshiki doesn't have chakra. Otsutsuki, unlike humans, require an outside chakra source, hence chakra fruits in the first place. And last time in chapter 43, Momoshiki had to borrow chakra from Naruto by absorbing it and fight off against Boro. Now maybe there is some chakra residue and Momoshiki was able to efficiently utilize what he had, but it's kind of a stretch, you know? Sasuke then uses Fireball Jutsu to confirm his theory that Momoshiki cannot absorb anything. From all of this, Kawaki notices Naruto is looking like he's about to die. Sasuke, who had witnessed the entire fight, knew that it was most likely the side effect of baryon mode, as he figures out that Naruto would not have delayed the use of such a giant trump card unless it had some major drawback. But he tells Kawaki that they don't have the luxury of worrying about Naruto at the moment, as they have to stop Momoshiki, otherwise they would all be dead before being able to tend to Naruto to begin with. Momoshiki can teleport whenever he wants to. He's also keen to snatch Kawaki to grow the divine tree so he can get the chakra fruit, right? So Kawaki, frustrated, answers, how does Sasuke understand the situation? But he still can't stop worrying about his father Naruto. In the end, all hope is not lost, because Sasuke, the Batman sensei that he is, he has a plan. He says that he wants to take Boruto with him, as he is their only hope to get back to the village now. Sasuke's half blind, but he's still observant as ever as he notices that the condition for the Borushiki transformation occurring is that Boruto has to be low on chakra so that Boruto loses control over his body. However, if he gets chakra circulating again, he may regain control once more. This is like the concept of a defibrillator with the surge of chakra bringing back Boruto's consciousness. Kawaki says that that's a pretty big stretch of a theory. Without your Rinnegan, mate, you can't use Boruto's prediction just so it takes so much chakra. How do you know that this theory is true? Sasuke says, nah mate, I still have some chakra to predict this plot, as he states that Momoshiki has not absorbed any jutsu up until this point, meaning he is specifically trying to avoid charging himself up with chakra. Now in chapter 43, when Momoshiki did this last time by absorbing Naruto's chakra, Boruto came back after he killed Boro, as he consumed his chakra at that point, so he probably figured it all out. So this all makes sense in the plot. Now Momoshiki has been listening to the conversation from a distance and finds that Sasuke has figured out how the Borushiki transformation works. Momoshiki does not underestimate Sasuke, as he could still harm him if he's not careful, so he decides to bring that out. Sasuke wants to force Momoshiki to absorb chakra by attacking him in such a way where Boruto can regain control. However, Kawaki is trying to cook up a strategy, but Sasuke, out of nowhere, he gets hit by something and he falls to the ground. What can it be? Not only is he Isshiki's punching bag and a UFC commentator for that shit, but now Momoshiki is bodying this dude as well without freaking chakra? Bruh, like the disrespect on Sasuke's character, it's at an all-time high.
Oh my god.
Anyways, it turns out Momoshiki used Boruto's vanishing Rasengan, defeating Sasuke the same way Momoshiki was back during their fight, distracting him. And I'm not gonna lie, I like this parallel between these two fights, highlighting Momoshiki's dominance this time round. Now, due to Momoshiki's low chakra reserve, the vanishing Rasengan is too weak to actually defeat Sasuke. However, it still dealt damage, as Momoshiki somehow mastered it to the point of hitting his vital spots. Again, this might allude that Momoshiki experiences everything Boruto does, allowing Momoshiki to learn and process everything that Boruto can. Kawaki stares at the transformed Boruto, reminiscing their old conflicts, how different they were compared to this fight. Specifically, he thinks back to the vase-gun that he had broken. You know, the vase-gun, you can't forget about that flashback and that shit. Just like Swing-kun did for Naruto, vase-gun is for Kawaki. This vase has had more bloody character development than Metal Lee. So just like the title of this chapter, Kawaki became the person he is today with the help of his brother. Even though Naruto was his light, Boruto was also there for him. Momoshiki turns around and kicks Kawaki in the stomach and says, resisting is futile. Get ready to get eaten. Looking at Momoshiki as he stretches out his hand to nab him, Kawaki gets another flashback to where Boruto had stretched his hand out in a similar manner and said, it's just not about the karma for me anymore. For me, you're too important to leave behind. Boruto grins as he fist bumps Kawaki, saying, right bro? The conclusion that Kawaki gets is that Boruto has been pestering him from the very start, ever since they met, but it was all for his betterment and to make him a good person. This situation made Kawaki realize the importance of the new family he has and the bonds he has created over time. They are so selfless and truly care for him. His father Naruto and brother are making him a better person, which builds his resolve and transform him into a phoenix amongst the ashes. Metaphorically, Kawaki burns his former self into something new, reborn and calling Boruto his brother for the first time, acknowledging him and his feelings. So he's potentially sacrificing his life. Kawaki casts a fire jutsu and burns himself alive. Momoshiki, seeing Kawaki in intense pain, quickly realizes something. It's not a shadow clone jutsu this time, but the real Kawaki who's burning in front of them. Seeing as Kawaki is too precious as a sacrifice, Momoshiki has no choice but to absorb the chakra, in hopes that it's not enough for Boruto to regain consciousness. However, it's too late. As Momoshiki freezes for a second, Boruto has woken up. Boruto tells Momoshiki, saying, that's enough, Momoshiki, you stupid little bitch. Momoshiki realizes that Boruto has awoken once again, so he tries to, as quickly as possible, get Kawaki out with how desperate he is. Boruto says he's been a bit dizzy and fuzzy since he woke up, breaking his horn as well as the transformation as if it was some sort of antenna transmission. Boruto falls to the ground, sharing eye contact with Kawaki, and he says, sorry to be a trouble. and Kawaki, happy and calm with Boruto being back, responds with, "Back to you, stupid bro." Sasuke sighs in relief, but it seems like all the causes of worry are not gone as he looks back at Naruto. Upon further analyzing, Sasuke realizes that there's something wrong and he thinks to himself, "What the? No way!" And the chapter ends with Naruto laying on the ground with his uncertain fate. Towards the end of the chapter, Boruto finally returns. Momoshiki more than likely missed his golden opportunity. But remember, Boruto still does not know that Borushiki popped out his sensei's eye, the Rinnegan, along with his dad knocking at death's door. The next chapter is going to be more informative and emotionally reflective for him. Just before this fight against Isshiki in chapter 49, Boruto was in fear that Momoshiki would take over him and hurt his friends, and he was all happy and dapper saying that I can make a difference and I'm willing to risk my life, but now he has caused danger to everyone around him. This exact fear came into reality. Even though Sasuke kept his promise, he lost his left eye in the process, and this will create an insecurity within Boruto's character. Boruto, after worrying about his father, will definitely have an epiphany on how it's too dangerous for him to be around his friends. This is how reality will set in that Momoshiki was telling the truth about looking into the future of his life, about it being bleak and him losing everyone. It will be a self-fulfilling prophecy of how he will end up being a ninja just like Sasuke, just as he wanted, who left the village and followed similar footsteps. So guys, that's everything I wanted to say for this month's chapter. As I said, we are going to do a follow-up video to this with a theory and analysis of how they will get rid of the karma seal in the future. Be sure to follow us on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, or wherever it may be, and join the Discord, and I hope to see you guys next time.